Okay, systems of equations review part 2. Now again, we want to graph two lines and find out the intersection point, and that's going to be our answer. Now if you look at the equations, x plus y equals 5 and negative 2x plus y equals negative 4, that's a negative right there. Okay. You'll see that they're formatted a little bit differently. The y is not by itself in either equation. So since the y is not by itself, picking numbers and plugging in for x is probably not the most efficient way to get the graph down. So what I'm going to do again is our 0, 0. It's called the x and finding the x and y intercepts. So again, x plus y equals 5. Let's write that down twice. If x is 0, we can remove x from the equation and y equals 5. And if y is 0, at that point we can remove y from the equation and x equals 5. So 0, 5, and 5, 0. That's 0, 5, and then 5, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, take a ruler probably and graph that as straight as possible. Okay, now the other one, same thing's going on. The x and y are together, so I would probably want to, again, write down the equation twice. And then if x is 0, we can get rid of the x term, and y would be negative 4. I don't even need to divide. If you want to put a 1 there, you can. Then if y is 0, you can eliminate y. And this x has a multiplier of negative 2, so I need to divide by negative 2. Negative 4 divided by negative 2 is positive 2. So 0, negative 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 2, 0, 1, 2. Okay, go ahead and connect your points, and they should cross. Okay, so they cross at this point right here, which I'm going to mark off and circle, and that's my answer. Okay, I'm 1, 2, 3 for x, up 1, 2 for y, so x is 3, y is 2. Okay, now we're going to solve without having to graph, so x equals 6 plus negative 4y, and then 2x minus 3y equals 1. So first off, do I have a letter that's isolated by itself? And I do, so I'm going to use my substitution method by boxing the x and circling the other side. So write down your other equation. So 2x plus negative 3y equals 1. So it's x that's in the box, so it's x that we remove from the equation. So 2 parentheses plus negative 3y equals 1. Now extend the parentheses so it is wider. And I put 6 plus negative 4y in for it, 6 plus negative 4y. Okay, now I have matching y's. I can solve for y. So I've got 12 plus negative 8y plus negative 3y, and then 1. So the y's we can add together. They're on the same side, so I take negative 8 plus negative 3, and that's negative 11y, plus the 12 equals 1. Now I subtract 12 from both sides. Negative 11 times y is negative 11, and then I divide both sides by negative 11. That gives me my y answer of 1. Okay. So go into your bubble, get your y out because you know that's 1, and then I just go 6 plus negative 4 times 1. Okay. It's 2. Okay, now the next one, that's not going to get it done that same way because I don't have an x or a y that I can box because there's nothing by itself. So, okay, I have to do the times, times, times. It's called the elimination method. And then times, times, times. So I have 6 here, so 6, 6, and 6. That's your x down here. And then 8 I take down here, downstairs, and multiply them all by 8. So 8x times 6 is 48x. Now you got to remember, if you have a minus, it's negative 7 times 6, and that's negative 42y. And then negative 3 times 6 is negative 18. Now 6x times 8 is 48x. And then it's negative 5 times 8. It's going to be negative 40y. And then negative 1 times 8 is negative 8. So here's where I have the common absolute value, but they're both positive. You need a positive and a negative, so you switch all the signs. So that goes from positive to negative. That 40 goes from negative to positive, and that 8 goes from negative to positive. Okay, these are eliminated, and now I add. So negative 42 plus positive 40 is negative 2y, and negative 18 plus positive 8 is negative 10. So I divide by negative 2, and y is going to equal 5. Okay, now to get my second answer, I'm going to take the top equation, I'm going to copy it, 8x plus negative 7y equals negative 3, and I ask myself, okay, what letter do I have the answer for? I have the answer for y. So get your y out of there and put 5 in. So I take negative 7 times 5 is negative 35, and then plus 8x. So I plus 35, I plus 35, and 8x equals 32. And then I divide by 8, and 32 divided by 8 is 4. So x is 4, y is 5. Let's get this crappy problem out of the way. Next one. You buy 2 items at a furniture store for a total of $899. If item A is marked up 20% and item B is marked up 15%, the cost reaches $1,047.50. Find the original costs of item A and item B. So it's a percentage mixture. So remember, we're going to set that up. You go total, but then down the rows it's different than what we're used to. Okay, so the original price, the percents, and then the price change. And then items I don't know, so I call them A and B. Okay, so my percent I know are 20 and 15, so 0.20 and 0.15. Let's cross those out. Okay, I don't know the original price of item A by itself or item B by itself. Okay, now down here is your price change. You find that by subtracting, so 1,047.50 minus 899. And that's going to be 148.50. Okay, so 148.50. Now these two things I didn't know, I'm going to call them X and Y because originally combined they were $8.99. So X times 0.20 is 0.20X and Y times 0.15 is 0.15Y. So make your cross because you have different letters here on bottom, X and Y. So you're going to need this equation and this equation. So X plus Y equals 899, and then 20% of X plus 15% of Y gives me the price change of 148.50. Okay, put ones in front because you're going to need to use elimination. So here's 0.20, so I'm going to take all these times 0.20, and I have 1 here, so 1, 1, 1. So 1x times 0.20 is 0.20x. 1y times 0.20 is 0.20y. And I take 899 times 0.20, and that's 179.8. Okay, and then the bottom is unchanged because it's just timesing it by 1. Yeah, it'll stay the same. I don't care what it is. When you times it by 1, it stays the same. So it's going to be 148.50. Okay, having these both as positives does me no good. I need to make that negative, that's negative, and that's negative. Those cancel, and then I add. So when I add these two together, I need to make sure I do 0.20 plus negative 0.15. And that's 0.05, so 0.05y. And then when I add these, it's 179.8 plus negative 148.50. See, I forgot the negative, okay? You got to remember the negative. Okay, I got 31.3. Now I divide both sides by y's multiplier, the entire decimal. The entire decimal, not just 5, not 0.5, the entire decimal. Just copy down what you see. 31.3 divided by 0.05 is $626. Okay, so what I see when I look here, I see that y is item B, so the cost of item B is $626. Now to get my other answer, I write down the first equation, 1x plus 1y equals 899. And I've already have my answer for y, so get y out and put 626 in and circle. So 1 times 626 is 626 plus the 1x. I minus 626, I minus 626. 899 minus 626 is 273. And I don't need to divide by 1 because it's just the same thing. So 273. Okay, my next one. There are a total of 700 tickets sold at a football game. Student tickets cost $3 each, while adult tickets cost $5 each. If the school made $3,078, how many of each type of ticket were sold? Okay, 3 units. So set up your 3-unit table, the one you're comfortable with, because there's no percent. So total, and then how many, and then our single. So students, money, and adults. Well, students and adults would be the two that kind of run together. And then money is my third degree unit. So I put that. And now I start putting things in. So how much does a single student ticket cost? It costs $3. So put your 3, cross it out. How much does an adult ticket cost? That costs $5. Put $5, cross it off. How many student tickets were there? I don't know. It says 700 tickets, but it doesn't say whether those are student or adults, so those are unknown. And then my total price is $3,078. Go cross that out. Now the magic number in the problem is 700. It does not say more, so we're going to go with X and Y for our unknowns. X, Y, and 700, because X plus Y add up to 700. So I take X times 3, that's 3X. Y times 5 is 5Y. And now I have 2 different letters down here, so I'm going to need to use a system. So again, just like last problem, X plus Y equals 700 from the top row. Then on bottom, 3X plus 5Y equals 3,078. And put ones here. So I have to use my elimination method. So I have a 3 here, so I'm going to times all these by 3. And I have a 1 here, I'm going to times all these by 1. So 1x times 3 is 3x. 1y times 3 is 3y. 700 times 3 is 2,100. And then on bottom, you're timesing by 1, so it's just going to all stay the same. Plus 5y equals 3,078. Okay, having 2 positives doesn't get it done. Okay, you have to make that negative. That's negative, remember it's negative. That's negative, remember it's negative. And now it's time to add. So I need to add 3 plus negative 5. You put 8 down, it's wrong. You got to add negative 5. That's negative 2y. And then I take 2,100 plus negative 3,078. And I got negative 978. Then I divide by negative 2. That gives me 489. Okay, so Y is our adult tickets, so there's 489 adults. Now take your top equation, 1x plus 1y equals 700. And get your Y out of there because you already have its answer. So 489, circle it. So 1 times 489 is 489 plus 1x. Minus 489 minus 489. So it's going to be 1x equals 211. So 211 is the number of student tickets. Okay, then our final problem. A pet store sells angelfish and clown loaches. $36 was collected from a sale of 2 angelfish and 6 clown loaches. If angelfish cost $2 more than the clown loaches, what's the cost for each type of fish? Again, angel, clown, and money. The two things you're buying, and then the money itself. So total, how many, single. So it'd be the angel and the clown. So angel and clown. How much does one angelfish cost? Do I know that? I don't. I know it's 2 more, but I don't know it. Okay. How many angelfish were there? There was 2 of those and 6 loaches. So scribble those out. Okay, and your total cost is $36. Okay, so 2 more. 2 more means I need to use x plus 2 for one of the unknowns and x for the other unknown. Okay, so the angelfish were $2 more, so it's the angels that are x plus 2 and the clowns are x. Okay, so remember when I do that plus, I need to multiply 2 times x and 2 times 2. That's going to be 2x plus 4, and then 6 times x is 6x. Now, I do not do the cross because I have the same letter down twice down here. Okay, it's not an x and a y, it's an x and an x. So it's equals 36, and then I add the x's to get 8x plus 4. And I just subtract 4, so 8 times x equals 32, divide by 8, and 32 divided by 8 is 4. Now x here is under the clown loaches, so those cost $4. And then the angelfish is just 2 more, so you just take 4. You know, x is 4, so 4 plus 2 is 6. Okay, now your assignment is to do that other packet, get some practice on the story problems. There's only 3 of them, okay?